All right, let's dive into a principle from Think and Grow Rich that sounds, kind of simple, but is actually the engine behind pretty much every great achievement. We're talking about faith, a force that Napoleon Hill claims you can build, control, and literally use to shape your reality. So let's just start with this question right here. What if success isn't just some random roll of the dice? What if it's a state of mind that you can actually build piece by piece, just like a house? That is the incredibly powerful idea we are digging into today. Okay, so to really get this, we have to be absolutely crystal clear on what Napoleon Hill means when he says the word faith, because I can pretty much guarantee it's not what you think. Now, the first thing to get straight is that for Hill, faith has nothing to do with religion. It's a state of mind. It is an absolute, unshakable conviction that you will achieve your goal. It's a confidence so deep, so powerful, that your subconscious mind accepts it as a fact before it even happens. Hill called faith the head chemist of the mind, and honestly, that metaphor is just perfect. Think about it. Like a catalyst in a science experiment, faith takes a simple thought, a desire, and it transforms it, it mixes with it, and creates this powerful instruction that your subconscious mind immediately starts working to carry out. So, how does this mental chemistry actually work? Well, it all comes down to understanding the two very different parts of your mind and how they talk to each other. Think of it like this, okay? Your conscious mind, that's the gatekeeper. It's the logical part. It analyzes things, it makes plans. But your subconscious mind, that's the powerful, tireless engine room. It doesn't judge, it doesn't filter, it doesn't care if an instruction is good or bad. It just takes everything you give it, literally, and works 24/7 to make it happen. This is why guarding your thoughts is so critical. Your subconscious is a completely neutral tool. If you feed it thoughts of doubt and fear, it will get to work building that reality for you. But if you feed it thoughts of courage and success, it will work just as hard, just as tirelessly to build that reality. You are the architect. Your mind is the master builder. All right, so if we're the architects, how in the world do we give our subconscious the right blueprints? How do we deliberately build this state of unwavering faith? Well, lucky for us, Hill gives us a very specific method. The bridge between your conscious desires and your subconscious action is something called autosuggestion. You can think of it as literally programming your own mind. By repeatedly telling yourself your goals as if they're already achieved, you're sending direct orders, clear instructions to your subconscious. And according to Hill, this is the only way to voluntarily create that emotion of faith from scratch. And you know what's crazy? Modern science completely backs this up. There was this famous study where basketball players were split into 3 groups. One group practiced free throws every day. Another group did nothing at all. And a third group, get this, they just visualized themselves making perfect shots over and over again. The results? They were astounding. The group that only visualized practicing improved almost as much as the group that was physically practicing. It proves the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between a real action and one that is vividly imagined with real emotion. Okay, so how do we put this into practice? Hill lays out this incredibly powerful 5-step self-confidence formula as a daily ritual. Let's walk through it. First up, demand action. This means you know deep down you can achieve your purpose, and you demand persistent, continuous action from yourself. Number 2, visualize daily. For 30 minutes every single day, you concentrate on the person you intend to become, creating a crystal clear mental picture. Third, develop confidence. You spend 10 minutes a day using autosuggestion. You're consciously commanding your mind to develop that unshakable self-confidence. Fourth, stay focused. This is all about clarity. You write down your major goal in life, and you promise yourself you will never, ever stop trying until you get there. And finally, number 5, act with integrity. This is what grounds everything. You decide you're not going to get into any deal that doesn't benefit everyone involved. This helps clear your mind of all that destructive stuff like envy and hatred. You see, this isn't just wishful thinking. It's a disciplined system for totally rewiring your mind. I know this formula is a lot to take in, but putting it into practice, that's where the real magic happens. So to help you do just that, I've put together a free faith implementation guide. If you'd like a copy, just do me a favor and comment the word 1 down below, and I'll get that sent your way. Now, let's shift gears from the theory to one of the most dramatic, real-world examples of this principle in action you will ever hear. This is the story of how a single idea, supercharged with faith, created an entire industrial empire. So picture this. It's December 12th, 1900. You've got 80 of the most powerful financiers in America at a fancy dinner party in New York. They're there to honor a steel executive named Charles M. Schwab. Little did they know they were about to witness what Hill calls the most significant episode in American industrial history. The direct result of Charles Schwab's idea and his absolute unwavering faith in it was a profit of about $600 million. Now remember, that's in 1901 money. Today, that is the equivalent of over $12 billion, a staggering, mind-blowing sum born from a single thought. And the speed at which this happened is just staggering. Let's break it down. On December 12th, Schwab gives this incredible speech. Just 1 week later, the most powerful financier on the planet, J.P. Morgan, is so blown away he summons Schwab to start talking deals. Then, in January, less than a month later, Schwab does the impossible. He convinces a very reluctant Andrew Carnegie to sell his entire steel empire. And the result of this whirlwind of faith-fueled action, the United States Steel Corporation is born, the largest and very first billion-dollar corporation in the history of the world. What this story proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that the real assets in that gigantic deal, they weren't the steel mills, the buildings, the machinery. All of that was just incidental. The real ingredients that created billions in value were the invisible forces inside Schwab's mind, his unshakable faith, his burning desire, his imagination, and his persistence. This incredible story brings the whole lesson right back to us, doesn't it? The same power that built U.S. Steel is the exact same power that resides inside each and every one of our minds, right now, just waiting to be harnessed. Hill just perfectly sums up this entire principle with this poem. It's not always about having the most money or being the smartest person in the room. Ultimately, victory goes to the person who has that absolute, unwavering faith that they can win, the person who truly thinks they can. So the ultimate question really is, how do you scientifically, systematically program your own mind to become that person who thinks he can? How do you make that belief automatic? Well, that is the science of autosuggestion, which happens to be the third principle in the book, and the very subject of our next explainer.